All right, what's up, YouTubenites? Welcome into the Cover Price Weekly Top 10 for the week ending November 25th, 2024, while you all are congregating.
Nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started. Nothing can stop that now.
All right, it's official. We are here. Welcome in, guys. We have a really good list like we do every week. But before we get started, let's do a quick roundtable. Marty, we'll start with you. What's up?
Yes. First of all, let me say thank you for joining us. As always, happy Tuesday, happy Thanksgiving, happy Turkey Day coming up. But most of all, I want to send a shout out to my beautiful, gorgeous, lovely wife. It is our anniversary today.
Awesome.
And we have been married, for approximately for 2 years now. And so, what?
She's letting you be on the show tonight?
She's that cool. She is that awesome.
That's a
she
keeper.
That's why I'm still with her, right? She's my soulmate. She's my love of my life. I love her to death. So I just want to shout out that happy anniversary to you, baby. And there we go. Thanks for joining.
That's amazing. Congratulations. That's so cool. It's so cool that you're
Thank you, guys.
tonight and she's cool with it. That's awesome. Wow. All right, Gabe, follow that up.
I'll do my best. Yo, what up, comic book nerds? Lords of the Long Box in the house, doing the top 10 here, hanging out, having a good time. Thanksgiving's coming up. We won't be here. There's no Thursday show because of Thanksgiving. So I'm going to take a minute to say I'm thankful for Marty. I'm thankful for Laura, everybody here in the chat that's been hanging out with us since we brought this back here to Cover Price. Amazing thanks, well wishes, appreciation goes out to all of that. It does mean a lot. Very thankful that we have the opportunity to talk comics, share knowledge, share our passions. All of that does come at a price that is always in your debt, always in the debt that we owe you guys for all the love that you brought us for this entire time. So thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. We're going to have a great show. It's some fun comics, a lot of good notes. There's going to be a lot of fun banter. It's going to get this started up here. It's going to be a good night.
Let's do it. Before we dive into the official list, guys, a quick little FYI. Cover Price is doing a really neat, like Cyber Monday, I think is what they call it, right? Cyber Monday?
Cyber Monday, yeah.
Cyber Monday. So what they're doing is they're giving away 4 comic books, and one of them is a Signature Series 9.9. And there's also a year subscription to Cover Price on the table there too. So make sure you guys check that out. Definitely worth.
Hell yeah.
Right? I love that Labyrinth.
Can I join? Can I do this? I mean, even though I'm a panel member, or
I say,
can I do this?
Do it.
No, yeah, I want to do this. Oh my god,
do it.
Are they giving away the Labyrinth variant right there? Is that one of them, or is this just the clip art on?
So you have logos, those are Micah. I forgot who did a Labyrinth. I don't know what the gun one is though. I'm not familiar with that one.
It makes me want to think it's like a Black Widow comic. I don't know. It is pretty
Gun
cool,
Honey,
though.
Maybe
with that snub nose, that snub nose she's got going on.
Yeah.
So definitely make sure you guys tune into that. And let's just dive right in. So if you're just joining, this is the top 10 for the week ending November 25th. This list is brought to us by our friends over at CovrPrice. Keep in mind the list is entirely data driven. So we are looking at units sold and percentage growth on the aftermarket. Gabe, you're up first.
Yeah. Hey, Marty, just so you know, I'm up first, bud.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. I'm glad you had. It gives me a little bit of moment to read ahead here. So.
Excellent. All right, let's go ahead and kick this bad boy off with the not quite top 10 yet. The runner-up almost made it on there. Still an awesome book. I still love this book. Absolute Wonder Woman #1. This is the Hayden Sherman. This is the regular A cover. Came out October. Let's get into this. Absolute Wonder Woman goes strong in her 4th week on the top charts. Fans are unlikely to lose interest, but instead focus on their absolute books. So, for example, a new variant was released for the much more popular Absolute Batman this past week. The sales for this regular cover are still holding strong, coming out only 2 weeks after Absolute Batman #1. This book will likely follow a strongly similar trend to its predecessor. So that's 26 copies sold that were tracked, 7-day growth trend of 68%, almost there to that 69 number. With a high sale, still holding at $16 for near mint, and current near mint raw is $10 for this book.
Wonder Woman for 4 weeks in a row. I can't remember the last time that happened. She doesn't normally get that amount of love, so this is cool to see.
Dude, these absolute books are a runaway train. They are not stopping. They are kicking sand in everybody's face. They're eating everybody's lunch. They're stealing everybody's girlfriends. They're beating up everybody's boyfriends. These books are not stopping. I mean, even though this isn't quite on the top 10 yet, #2 is coming out soon, so we'll see where that happens. But still, it's still holding strong as a.
Yeah, it is.
This is the 2nd release of the Absolute line. Batman caught everybody off guard. So, and everybody was able to kind of focus and kind of reshift gears and go to this Absolute Wonder Woman, which is a good choice because it's still an awesome book. I'm waiting. I can't wait for #2 to come out. I think it's this week. It's tomorrow, right? So let's do it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, good stuff. For our first runner-up of the list, guys, we have Absolute Wonder Woman #1, the Hayden Sherman regular, with a top sale for a raw coming in at $16 and a 7-day trend of 68%. All right, Marty, you're up. What do we got for you?
That's it. Okay. Officially, we've got, West Coast Avengers #1, the Todd Knox surprise version, published by Marvel in November of 2024. West Coast Avengers hit stands Wednesday, and a surprise cover is already trending. Blue Bolt is the latest hero to debut in the Marvel comic universe. This book will mark his first appearance, and thanks to Todd Knox, 1 per store variant, his first cover appearance, Blue Bolt is an interesting character, described as a villain seeking to redeem himself through a new prison release program. He's also being marketed as the biggest jerk in the Marvel Universe, which are big shoes to fill. With Blue Bolt live up to the hype? So far, he's tearing up the aftermarket with pre-release sales. We track 6 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 100%, with a high sale of $36 for a near mint copy and a current near mint raw price of $29. Okay.
Right. In the words of Gabe, I do not care. Nothing about this would have piqued my interest. Nothing about this would have made me want to buy it. Again, if any of you out there doing it, that's great. I support that decision. But like, I wouldn't be walking through and go, "Oh, yeah, I need this in my life." No, don't care.
Yeah.
Does anybody know? Because on the cover it says it's Todd Knox after somebody. So this is an homage to something. I just can't read that bottom part.
I can't tell either. Hold on.
Right. So anybody in the chat, if you can help me out, I'm not sure where this is originally from or what it might be homage or where it might be. But Blue Bolt, I don't know. I'm there's nothing about this character that we see right here that is making me think that this guy is the biggest jerk in Marvel Comics. I could be a bigger jerk than this guy. And this is kind of an old timey kind of tradition of things. Nobody likes characters that don't have shirts.
Honestly, the other
is a
covers I think are so much better than this. I'm looking at the other variants of this, and they're so much better. There's an Adam Hughes foil. There's
Ooh,
a
is
Ben
there?
Harvey, which is the regular cover. Let's see, another gorgeous one by Greg Land. This is the PX preview, and Geraldo Sandoval did a 1-in-25 ratio, and Danny Kim did a 1-in-10. So, I mean, and honestly, I don't know. I have nothing on this, to be honest with you. Nothing.
I mean, maybe we'll be proven wrong, and this will end up being some amazing character. But again,
Yeah.
for me, I'm not feeling the investment for it.
I'm more than willing to be wrong about this, but right here, right now, with limited information, first time seeing this.
Okay, well,
That's my official review.
You guys can decide for yourselves, but the aftermarket
Very nice.
put this book at number 10, West Coast Avengers #1, the Todd Knox surprise cover. Top sale raw $36, which is nothing to snuff at, right? 7-day trend of 100%. What do we have, Gabe, for number 9?
Number 9. All right.
Oh.
I know Marty's gonna be excited about this entire list this week, especially starting off here with number 9. Our boy Mark Spears. We got to find a way to contact this guy. This guy is really killing it
Right
now.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Like this guy.
Love to get him on a show one day, huh? Love to get him on a
That'd
show.
be fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Mark Spears, Monsters, #1. This is the second print, Trick or Treat Mole Error. So this is an error edition.
Oh.
Coming from Keen Spot Entertainment, came out in September. Who doesn't love a good error print? This one might be hard to spot. So make sure you take a close look at your second prints. For those lucky enough to get a copy of this issue, you would know by looking at the exposed shoulder on the woman facing the monsters in the doorway.
Yeah, that's what I'm exactly looking at. I'm looking at the shoulder of the woman. Yeah.
Okay. So apparently there's an error print on the cover, and it appears as if the woman has a mole on her upper arm or shoulder. She probably go to the doctor and get that checked out. Maybe it'll just freeze it off. The book hit shelves. The book hit shelves on October 30th, but fans just discovered this error and hit the aftermarket with a massive boom. We tracked 21 copies sold, 7-day growth of 100%.
Whew.
High sell, $85 for a near mint plus, and current near mint raw is $31.
I saw this all over social media. Everybody was talking about. I'm like, wait, where's the error? It took me a while to kind of see it, but yeah, it's definitely there. So
let me tell you
what
I love about this cover, besides the side boob, of course, right, is the fact that that when you first initially look at the cover, your eyes are automatically drawn to Dracula. Okay. Then it leads you to the rest of the monsters as it slightly guides up, then goes down. Then your eye kind of leads to the side boob to it. And then after that, you kind of look around, but it doesn't, it has that just the way it just draws you in. I love how that this artwork does it. Mark Spears absolutely nailed it on this one, just like he nailed it on the other multiple variant covers he has out there of Monsters #1. But man, this guy's awesome, man.
He is a force to be reckoned with. There's I've never seen an artist explode like this, and it's not like he does the interiors too. So it's kind of this is impressive.
I've never heard of this guy until he started popping up on these lists, and it's the end of October, or I'm sorry, the end of November, almost December, and these are all you would think these would all be like Halloween grabs real fast or whatever, right, for the Halloween season. These things are holding strong. Like
Gabe, here's a thing here's a prediction right here, man. What I'm seeing this year, especially, is that you saw how huge Halloween was, especially for the comic community. People posting comic Halloween covers. So many different variants of Halloween type covers were coming out, more than what was typically you usually see for Halloween. And I think people are seeing how just loved it is and just taken in, that now we're seeing not just a Halloween per se time frame as buying this, but maybe an all year round sort of buy, right? Maybe this is going to be something that might be consistent. If not, I think you're still going to see sales on Halloween type cover because people are trying to go get them before the Halloween season comes. As they, as they'll spike up. But if they get them before that, once again, they're dictating the market. So it all depends on that, right? Does that make sense?
No, that really did.
Yeah.
That was well said. Number 9, Mark Spears Monsters #1, the second print Trick or Treat Mole Error. So look for the mole on her upper left shoulder. Top sale for a raw came in at $85 and a 7-day trend of 100%. All right, Marty, what do we have next?
Yeah, number 8 brings you Batman, The Long Halloween. This is back. The Last Halloween, number 0, Tim Sale, Batman Day Edition, published by DC in September of 2024. The Long Halloween is a classic Batman storyline that has stood the test of time. This 1996 storyline is a seminal part of Batman history. Along with its successor, Batman Dark Victory, this trilogy story started its final act with this book, which reprints The Long Halloween Special #1 from 2021. If you've missed the start of The Last Halloween, you can easily grab issue #1 and #2 online. This special Batman Day edition might be a harder grab as fans are scooping them up as fast as they hit the aftermarket. If you're all caught up, make sure to grab Last Halloween #3, available in stores tomorrow. We tracked 25 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 214%, with a high sale of $48 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current near mint raw price of $10. Okay, there it is. Hey,
Rest in peace, Tim Sale. Rest in peace.
Right. I mean, my God, this. What a great series. I mean, if you haven't read this, really, really enjoyable read. Just as good as the original. I mean, I don't know. Gabe, were you able to read this yet, or?
No, I haven't really been on the
I
hook
did.
for it. If anything, I'll just try to trade paperback or something for it. But I'm interested because it's going to be like Tim Sale wasn't able to finish this series, right? So like
Right.
Rob Liefeld and a bunch of other like really great artists. Yeah, I do think Rob Liefeld. Well, he was really great. I love Rob Liefeld, but a lot of people stepped in and kind of took over and they continue this on. So that's very interesting to see as well.
Yes. It's a great point Collector 34 made. That it's funny how good story sell books. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you definitely, this is one of the perfect example that you see that a good story is going to sell, as opposed to just being a cover or just a fad or a movie. Or, I mean, here you go, right? Tim Sale, then you got Jeff Loeb too. Come on, what a pair.
So I've been saying this before. I know that I said it on here before, but I'm not. Publishers will do whatever it takes to increase their sales. Right?
Yeah.
They'll get the best cover artist available. They'll do variant covers up the wazoo, 30, 40, 50 variant covers on a title. They will do interior variants, like with the red band covers, the polybag red band covers.
Mm-hmm.
They'll create all kinds of new, like seemingly random
gimmicks,
new characters and gimmicks. They'll do whatever it takes to sell a book, other than put amazing writers and artists on there to give us amazing, well-established, important storylines.
Sure.
My opinion.
All right. Well, there you go. I don't know how you follow that up. Number 8, Batman The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween #0, the Tim Sale Batman Day Edition with a 9.8 CGC coming in at $48 and a 7-day trend of 214%. Let's kind of stay on that track and let's see what we have next, Gabe.
More Batman. Oh, dude, I want this one so bad. So bad. Well, other than the Absolute Batman #1, the Nick Dragata Noir edition, the foil cover, it came out November. While Absolute Batman #1 cover A remains at the very top of our list, spoilers, other variants tend to climb to the top spot as well. This week, we have the newly released edition of Nick Dragata's Noir foil edition. While it was only just released, this book is already a hot grab for those who missed out on all the other initial variants released for this book. If you're a completist, you might want to grab this one before it continues to heat up. We tracked 10 copies sold, 7-day growth of 98%. High sell, $28 for a near mint. Current near mint raw price, you're looking at $19.
Attainable. Attainable.
Okay, how many of cover A were printed? I've been seeing like a little mixture of posts about this, and it seems like there were a lot of cover A printed. And if we're just patient enough, you'll be able to find them.
Oh,
Anybody
for
know?
sure.
The regular cover A, you mean?
Yeah, like the one that's like been making all the lists. Yeah.
I don't know they released. I think all I know is I think they're saying somewhere like 450,000 copies of number one sold.
That's a
And
lot.
I'm sure that's an aggregate of every variant cover, every exclusive, everything,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I think
So
there
who
was like,
knows?
okay, yeah, that's what I've seen too. 400,000 of just cover A.
Is it just cover A or is that every cover? I don't know.
I don't know. That's what I've
Either
been
way,
seeing.
that's
but I
a
haven't heard anybody-
staggering number. That's a
That
That
staggering
is a
is.
big number. That is.
It's
for today's day, for sure.
So, yeah.
I wanted this so bad. Not the foil though. Not the foil. I wanted the regular noir edition because
Yes. Yeah.
I'm an art guy. I love art. I talk about art on here all the time when it comes down to comics. This is literally like an artist edition of Nick Dragotta's work. Like you can see
It
the
does,
pen
yeah.
strokes.
Right.
You can see like I love it. I drool and I savor all that kind of stuff. I really wanted to find a copy of this sooner or later.
Wow.
Foil might hit hard though with that black and that monochromatic, but the foil might work.
No,
You got to see it in person.
not today, Satan. Not today, Satan. Not happening.
The original cover just went for $70,000, which we'll see if that ends up being a little bit of a steal. By the way, Nemesis Prime in the chat will be on with Gabe, Marty, and me next Tuesday for the top 10 show. So make sure you guys
Word.
tune in for that one. We'll have a fourth panelist, which I'm excited about.
Nice.
Yeah, Gabe loves foils. We all know that, right? Number
Of course we
7,
do.
Absolute Batman number 1, Nick Dragotta Noir Edition foil with a raw coming in at $28 and a 7-day trend of 98%. Ooh, Marty, you got this one. Yes.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, she
Yeah.
is back. Yeah, number
Yep.
6 brings you Forbidden Planet number 1 by Innovations, published in May of 1992. Forbidden Planet is widely considered a classic and one of the generation's most influential outer space films. Last week, Warner Brothers announced that the movie will receive Hollywood remake treatment. While most fans cringed at the sound of a reboot of a classic film, there is some good news. Eisner Award-winning comic book creator and fan favorite Brian K. Vaughan will be penning the script. Vaughan had a strong reputation with fans as being a gifted storyteller. This new built up a bit of hype for the reboot as collectors ran to the aftermarket to secure a copy of the film's adaptation's first issue before prices soared. We tracked 27 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 38%, with a high sale of $89 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current fine raw price of $14. Yeah.
I want this so bad.
Isn't this beautiful? It's a gorgeous
Yeah,
cover.
It's one of those books that you didn't know you want until you see it on this list. And you're like, yeah,
I didn't even know this was a thing until we saw it last week. Robbie the Robot. Robbie the Robot's awesome.
Robbie the
Yeah.
Robot.
I'm surprised to see it back up again. I honestly wasn't. I wasn't sure this is going to keep the pace, right? But
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It was number 1 last week, so it dropped a little bit. But still, the idea of an innovation comic based
yeah.
on an old classic movie that like a lot of people these days probably never heard of or would care about. It's
And-
awesome to see it like still
Yeah.
holding weight and still pulling up in those long boxes.
I'm kind of curious to see which route they're going to go with this. Are they going to stick to the very classic of what you see here, or are they going to update to modern for to reach out to the fans?
Keep
But-
it classic. Keep it classic. Why
Hmm.
ruin a good thing? This would be just. I want it classic, but that's me.
That's
I don't want to see any
interesting. Yeah.
AI covers. I'm not interested in that. And I just want to see a classic, really beautiful artwork that stands a test of time, like this one did.
Interesting. Gotcha.
Innovation. I'm trying to think. I think I have the Torchy covers, so I think that's the only innovation I own. Anyway, number 6, Forbidden Planet number 1. This is the book that we never knew that we all desperately wanted. The regular cover, top sale for a CGC 9.8, coming in at 89, and a 7-day trend of 38%. What do we have next? Mark Spears back.
Hey,
Yeah.
our boy Mark Spears.
All right.
Mark Spears, slide in my DMs, bro. Let's see what's up. Mark Spears, Monsters #2, cover B, good old Spawn #1 homage, came out in November. One of the most reoccurring and top-selling #1 covers is Spawn. Spawn's actually the #1 selling indie comic of all time. The cover is a classic that newcomers and veterans of the comic collecting hobby will quickly recognize. The second cover of issue 2 pays a perfect homage to Spawn by placing Big Bad Dracula front and center. The second issue of this series was already trending upward, but this homage cover brings it to another level. Currently, cover A is trending better than his homage cover, but we'll see what happens next week. We track 16 copies sold, 7-day growth of 118%. High sell, $20 for a near mint copy, and current near mint raw is $17. So definitely an affordable book if you guys are looking for this.
I think
Definitely.
the metal version is still on his site. If you guys are interested, I believe the metal version's still there. I think it's $100 for the metal. If you want to, snag it up while you still can. I was not stalking you, Mark, just like perusing your site earlier today. Yeah.
I love how he has Dracula, and he does such a great Bela Lugosi too. You know what I mean? And it's as if he's like flying in to become a vampire. I love this cover, man. This is definitely. I think I'm definitely gonna pick this one up.
Yeah.
Do we know? Is this? I'm assuming this is digitally painted or digitally like drawn or whatever.
I
Does
saw
anybody know that process?
he did, and it looks digital. Like I saw him
Yeah.
like inking a character, and it looked digital, but I can't say for sure. Man,
It's dope because there's no black lines, like there's no like ink line kind of going on, so it does work pretty well. It's almost like what's that Air cover on the back of like the Malibu Sun where it's all very like techno glow looking. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit here too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible to see Mark Spears popping up not once, but twice on this week's list. And again, like Gabe was saying earlier, this is after Halloween. This is just really cool covers that are somehow speaking to all of us. This is one of the ones, if you're walking through the store, you stop and you're like, oh,
You stop. Yeah.
It catches your attention. Real quick, there's 70 of you in the house right now. Thank you for spending Tuesday with us. Marty, Gabe, and I are thrilled to have you here. Number 5, we have the Mark Spears Monsters #2, cover B, Spawn #1 homage with a raw coming in at $20 and a 7-day trend of 118%. All right, Nerdy Geek is saying he paints, then digitally edits.
Okay.
I like that.
So there's some actual like physical like artwork involved. So that's awesome. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, what do we have for number 4?
Well, once again, Absolute Batman #1 comes back. This is the Nick Dragotta regular cover published by DC in October of 2024. Batman is still a feared figure atop our top 10 lists. Absolute Batman has been dominating our list for nearly 2 months. Will fans ever get enough of the Absolute universe? According to the massive 146 copies sold this past week, it doesn't look like it. This cover A is still burning up the aftermarket. We tracked a 7-day growth trend of 55% with a high sale of $140 for a CGC 9.8 copy and a current near mint raw price of $28. Now, I don't know. This is the A cover, and just based off of how many we're printing out, we discussed 400K and a 9.8 going for $140. I mean, I don't know. Are we stretching here? Nevertheless, still an amazing book. I have multiple copies of this, and I'm happy I did not miss the boat on this personally. But I don't know about the prices they're paying right now on the aftermarket. But just keep looking. I would say just keep looking.
I think it's the origin speaks so well. Like, I mean, construction worker, the way that this whole thing went down, how his dad died, like it speaks to people on a different level than the original Bruce because it wasn't as relatable. You know what I mean? So I feel like more people are just picking this up because it's like, oh, okay, that makes more sense in, sense of my life, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I've heard mixed reviews about the storyline, whether you hate it or you like it, and that's for debate. And it's, and I understand both sides of it. But just the simple fact that this absolute universe, me personally, I enjoy it. I love it. It's a different perspective of what
Yeah.
we see. And these are different. These are same but different characters and different roles as well. And I'm enjoying the absolute universe.
But not
That's
done in
my
like a
personal.
cheesy way too. Like I feel like sometimes they just bring stories back and it's like, why is this here? But this one makes sense to do it this way. I don't know. I appreciate it so far.
Yeah.
Gabe, any last words?
It reminds me very much of the New 52 kickoff in terms of bringing new readers in, bringing old readers back in, kind of jumbling things up. Like, I think I agree with Marty that the prices are what they are. People pay what they want to pay, but in terms of what's in the guts of the book and the story itself, exactly what Laura said. It's a different version of Batman. He's a normal dude. There's none of that like super billionaire idea that we can't really relate to. Like, this is just a fun time to be reading comic books. Thanks to Absolute Batman.
Agreed. Number 4, Absolute Batman. Number 1, Nick Dragata, regular with a 9.8 coming in at 140 and a 7-day trend of 55%. All right, what do we have next?
Oh, my turn. Sweet.
You pulled a Marty. Gabe.
I did pull a Marty for a second there. I'm excited about this one, though, 100%. So, number 3, I think it's kicking up a notch in the list. DC All-In Special, number 1, the Daniel Sampier regular wraparound cover that came out in October. Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman have arguably been one of the top trending books of 2024. The introduction to the Absolute Universe was a huge win for DC. As successful as the books were in shops, the aftermarket took to these books on an all new level. As fans continue to enjoy the Absolute Universe, many are backtracking and looking for the true first appearances of these characters. It looks like this past week brought a new contender for the Absolute Universe trend, as fans went all in on this issue. The special issue is the first appearance of the new Absolute versions of Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. It also introduces the Absolute Universe as a whole. If you were looking for an Absolute Universe key, this would be it. We tracked 49 copies sold, 7-day growth of 117%. High sell, $80 for CGC 98, and near mint raw is $14.
So that's half of what the Absolute Batman number 1 is selling for, and this is the first appearance?
Yeah, maybe there was more. I want to know the print numbers of this because my shop had they were just overflowing with copies of this one.
It seems
And
like
this is the second time. This is
What?
the second time this has been on the list, So we're seeing this back again. People are out there looking. They're liking the Absolute Universe, and so now they're going out to look for their first appearances or what have you. And I believe we talked about this before. And I don't see a problem with trying to go out and get something of the beginning. I guess you could say, but yeah, I mean, I definitely would pick this up. I'm a DC fan. So
Did you not get
for $80? For $80? No.
Well, and $80 is a 9.8. So
Yeah,
I don't know if you're
raw
going
is
to use CGC
$14.
for this. Yeah. Did you not get this yet, Marty?
No, I did not get this one yet. No.
Man, like I said last week, I'm surprised that it took a while for this to make it on the list because this is the book. This is the origin of the universe.
Yeah.
First appearance of all the characters. It's a flip book, which is when's the last? This is like the 90s all over again. I love it. It's a flip book where you read one side or you read one half of the book, and it gives you one perspective from all the heroes, and then you flip it, you read the other side, and you get the perspective of like Darkseid. Yeah. Super cool, super well done. So it's a great read. It is absolutely, no pun intended, but this is the key for the Absolute Universe stuff. 100%. This is the one.
I'm definitely. This is funny because I looked at it last time it was on the list and I was like, man, I need to get that. I just totally skipped my mind on this bad boy. But yeah, hopefully I can remember. I can get back on there and get this for my LCS. Or my online, I would say online LCS. The one that Gabe pointed me out to.
Oh, they're not going to help you out with that, dude. They only do like pre-orders.
Damn.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, there you go. So, okay, before this, if you're just hopping in, number 4 was Absolute Batman number 1. That was the regular cover. And that one right now has a growth trend of 55%, whereas this one has a growth trend of 117%. So even though the raw price is about half of Absolute Batman number 1, the amount of people snagging these up is climbing, because I think they're just starting to realize, oh shit, I should have been buying this the whole time.
Oh, wait, they appeared somewhere else. Like, like I'm surprised. And here's my commentary on this. This is my commentary on this. If people are going back looking for this book after they've already picked up, Absolute Batman, I think maybe comic book stores weren't doing hand sales of this issue. Yeah. Like 100% is something they should have been like, because I think this was released the same day as Batman number 1, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong, but it should be like, hey, this is the book you want. If you want Absolute Batman, you need to get this, because this all ties in. You got to read this first before you read Absolute Batman. Like they should have been hand selling this.
Yeah, you're right.
All the way there.
Exactly.
Now people are like, I didn't know. I didn't realize this. Now everybody's backtracking it to eBay in the aftermarket.
Right. I think they didn't think. I don't believe that they thought that the Absolute universe was going to go anywhere. So I don't think they advertised this as much as they should have, because the people really spoke on this of how much they really enjoyed this. Obviously by the sales. And so I don't think they advertised it as well as they should, because just to the simple fact, I don't think they really realized how much this was going to pick up.
Right. And it was out so far before that it was hard to kind of gauge it. So.
But
all right.
You know what I love?
I'm sorry. That's really 100%. That's a store's responsibility to be like guiding their customers in the right direction. So yeah, I don't know.
I love the fact that they use very classic costumes on the characters. I mean, look at very classic Superman, very classic Batman. They used very classic costumes on this. And I really like that they took it back. That's a little bit of reminiscing for me, I guess, Laura.
Yeah. And if you on the flip cover is all the Absolute characters, right? I think the flip cover is all the Absolute characters. So technically that's their first cover appearances too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. Number 3, DC All-In Special number 1, the Daniel Stampere regular wraparound with a CGC 9.8 at $80. What, Gabe?
No, I was right, of course. The flip cover is the first cover appearance of all the Absolutes. So, yeah.
All right. Surprise, surprise. Let's look at what we have for number 2.
Okay, here we go again. It is bad. Look at this cover. First of all, I got to comment on this cover, man. I mean, just look at it. Come on. I just let's take a moment of silence just to really pay some respect to this cover. Please bow your heads. Anyways, number 2 brings you Mark Spears' Monster number 2, of course, by Mark Spears, cover A. Guess Who's Back? Keen Spot Entertainment, published in November of 2024. Mark Spears' Monster is creating a new horror boom in comics. Fans may have thought that this series got a solid boost thanks to the Halloween season. However, the aftermarket sales of the second issue strongly indicates that this series is not slowing down. Another interesting note to point out is that just like Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman, the strongest trending covers of this book is the regular cover A. This could be due to the initial interest in the second issue, but next week will tell whether fans now prefer to collect regular covers over their pricier variant covers. Either way, the monsters are here to stay with this explosive second issue. We tracked 41 copies sold at a 7-day growth trend of 126%, with a high sale of $24 for a near mint copy and a current near mint raw price of $12. Come on. Gorgeous. Mark Spears. I mean, I don't want to kick a dead horse, but man, this is just gorgeous. Look at all that blue. I mean, him. I'm speechless, man.
Is this a Spider-Man homage, or is it just me?
That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking this is Web of Spider-Man 32 cover.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
It looks like it, doesn't it? It does look like it.
Maybe a little bit, but I mean, slight differences. But yeah, the line work is on point. I think that Mark Spears, like you guys have already said multiple times, he's unstoppable right now, and people just want his books. It speaks to something. I can't nail it. What is it that he's hitting in all of our souls? It's like, I don't know.
It's very nostalgic, if you ask me.
Yeah, but it's something
Yeah.
more than that. I don't know, maybe like a Norman Rockwell effect where like it's just something that makes you think of your childhood in some way. Maybe it's the coloring. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
That's
impressed that he did all this with basically what looks like 2 or 3 colors. Like
yeah.
purple and
Yeah.
like light blue, and it still pops. It still works. You got the armless Jesus back there. Like maybe, like you said, maybe this is a Web of Spider-Man 32 homage. It's
Kinda thought
dope,
it
dude. Yeah,
Either way,
it's
it's
all it's
definitely
all unconventional to me, and it works. Unconventional like cover, unconventional coloring style. Like it's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. So JSS Brooklyn. Again, I apologize, but if you look at recent horror auction sales, it's a new trend. Okay. So that could be part of it, kind of fueling this already amazing
You
book.
know,
Is that you have all these horror book auctions going nuts.
I don't think personally, I don't think it's a new trend, because if I can say honestly, I look back into to 2016, 2017, we started seeing a pickup on sales on a lot of horror book types, magazines. It's been around for quite some time, and we see that with many different other books that we see out there. This just Mark Spears, just like Laura said, I have to agree with you 100%, Laura. There's just something about his work that just really speaks out to you, that draws your attention in many ways. And I think I refer back to when I was talking about how when you looked at the other cover, it just catches your eye and it kind of leads you all around. This does the same thing. I look at it, Dracula automatically catches my eye, then it goes around to it's just a very beautiful cover. But in this, like, just to go back what I was saying, yeah, monster covers, monster books have been around and been sought after, I think, for quite some time. We're just starting to see it more prevalently now, because with some of this great artwork and some of the artists, and once again, it goes back to Halloween era, But regardless, I digress. I can get very long-winded with this, and
You're good.
so here we go. Yeah.
All right, number 2, Mark Spears Monsters number 2. There are about 90 of you hanging out. Holy hell. Thank you so much for being here. Give the show a thumbs up if you haven't already, because that lets us know that we're doing a good job and you're enjoying the content. We had a top sale for Mark Spears Raw coming in at $24 and a 7-day trend of 126%. All right, last but not least, what do we have for number 1?
All right, number 1, good old team up issue here of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Naruto. Number 1, this is the Jorge Jimenez cover A.
Dave, I gave Jen shit about this last week. She's like, oh, this is going to be on the top 10 next week. I'm like, no, crossovers are always kind of corny. And I was like totally against her. And she was 100% right. So Jen, over at Nerdvana right after this, well done.
Nice. She's got that magic 8-ball right
really
there
does.
for sure.
Oh my gosh.
So these Ninja Turtles sure do love their crossovers. Aside from Spider-Verse, it is pretty safe to say that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have seen the most cross-dimensional storylines. In this new crossover, the Ninja Turtles team up with the wildly popular Naruto in an action-packed first issue. The book has gotten many positive reviews across both fandoms, even though there were over 40 covers released across open orders, incentives, and retailer exclusives. Fans opted for the A cover and has been trending with a strong 41 copies sold, 7-day growth of 203%, high sell $15 for near mint copy, and current raw price of $12.
Well, this is humbling. This is part of comic books, right? Being 100% wrong. I told you, I'm like, there's no way, right? They'll go for other covers. And she's like, no. This is going to have something. Ugh.
No, I would have said the same thing, Laura, because again, like they said, for some reason, I don't know who it is at IDW or their attorneys or whoever, but they get all the licenses and they're all just licensing out the Ninja Turtles with everybody. Street Fighter and everything else like that. So this could have been seen because Naruto does have such a big old fan base, but it is interesting that this actually busted out and worked. So
a 203% growth trend, that blows my mind. I never in a million years would have guessed it. Yeah.
Wild.
Shows how many people that really love this genre, or a mixture of this, right? I mean, come on, you see this all the time with these old classic covers, game covers. This doesn't surprise me.
Well, Jen, I am bowing down to you. Number one, we have TMNT and Naruto. Number one, cover A, the Jorge Jimenez Raw coming in at $15, as you predicted. So well done, Jen. If you guys are not tuning in immediately after this, we do the runners up list. So a lot of you, Derek, if you guys didn't make the list, you can go over to that show. And some of the runners up end up being on the top 10. They're kind of like not trending as high, but they have the potential. So make sure you tune in for that after this. Guys, I love hanging out with you two. It's always fun. Gabe, last words.
Again, everybody, have a great holiday week. Enjoy your turkey. Enjoy your football, if that's what you're into. And we'll see everybody next week.
Yeah, next Tuesday, right? Like Gabe was just saying, we will not be here Thursday for the Shaker Show, so keep that in mind. Marty, last words?
Oh, man. It's always great to be here with you, Laura, Gabe. You know, it's fun. I look forward, highlight of my week, being able to talk comics with people that know comics, right? And people that enjoy it and love it and have a passion for it, right? So I'm so glad. Great people out in the chat. So much great knowledge out there. I really enjoy interacting, having fun. This is fun. This is fun. I love it. This is great. This is my thing right here. And I can get a little long-winded. I apologize for that. I really do. I can get a little long-winded. But nevertheless, one final thing is, once again, happy anniversary to my beautiful, gorgeous wife out there. And I love all you guys. And we will see you next week. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Turkey Day. And be grateful and be thankful for the things you have.
All right, there you go, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good, safe holiday.